Hi, welcome to Deering Estate. On today's virtual field trip, we're going to be talking about Scat. Studying Scat is very important because it helps us learn about the health, the diet, and the movement of an animal. Usually where we find Scat, we also find tracks. Now, we use Scat in a great number of ways. Not only do we use it to find out what animals are outside, but we also use it in practical ways like for fertilizer. Not all Scat is created equal though. As you can see, Scat comes in all sizes, shapes, and content. The primary factor here has to do with the animal's diet. Let's take a look at the different diets animals could have. The first we're going to take a look at is the herbivore. Herbivores rely primarily on plants for their diet. An example is this box turtle here. An herbivore's Scat is typically going to have the parts of a plant that it wasn't able to digest. For example, seeds or stems. The second type of diet is that of a carnivore. Carnivores eat meat primarily. For example, this American alligator. A second type of carnivore, though, is this warbler right here, which is an insectivore, so eats primarily insects. Typically, in carnivore Scat, we're going to find the remains of the animal it preyed upon. For example, you can find bones sometimes, but usually you're going to find feathers and fur. The final kind of diet is that of the omnivore. Omnivores eat both plants and animals. For example, this replica Ridley turtle is an example of an omnivore, and another is your common garbage thief, the raccoon. For the omnivore Scat, much like its diet, you could find both plants and animals. It typically depends on what it ate. Now, using everything we've learned so far, we're going to be creating our own edible Scat. To do this, we're going to be using items that we can find in our very own kitchens. Now, when we're making our Scat, we want to make it look as unrecognizable to the food items as possible. Now, you don't have to use the same stuff that we're going to be using today, but we do recommend that you use something sticky, for example, the marshmallows we're using, something grainy to represent seeds, like the Fruity Pebbles we have and the crackers that we have, and something that melts easily, like chocolate. Because we want to make our materials as unrecognizable as possible, things are going to get a little messy. In order to avoid this, we want to use an easily cleaned surface. Now we're going to get ready to build our Scat. As always, safety is of the utmost importance, so our first step is to wash our hands and our workspace to avoid getting ourselves and others sick. Today I'm going to be challenging myself to create an omnivore Scat. I've chosen to follow the Scat of a raccoon. I'm going to be using this diagram here so I can make it as realistic as possible. If you don't have something like this at home, you can always look it up with a parent's help. Here's my final product of omnivorous raccoon Scat. If you plan to do this activity at home, here are some tips to keep in mind. You can always use a toothpick to carve out or create patterns on your Scat, and with your parents' help, you can heat up some of the materials to make it easier for you. We hope you enjoyed this virtual field trip to the Deering Estate. If you recreate this activity at home, be sure to take pictures and videos and tag us at Discover Deering on Instagram. See you next time!